I really feel like Swap is about to make some moves, so let's check it out. So Swap is one of the privacy coins that I follow pretty closely, and it looks like they are probably they're in that time frame where it's looking like they're going to make some moves, and probably hopefully they've been suppressed for so long that hopefully they'll make some moves soon on the value side of things. So I wanted to kind of talk about what is going on with the project, and some updates, I guess, with what's going on with them, and kind of get up to date with the project as a whole. So what exactly is Swap? And you might have seen it on What to Mine. It'll show up there from time to time, and depending on what day it is and what time of day it is, sometimes it will actually show up on the top of the profitability list for NVIDIA GPUs, normally NVIDIA GPUs, and it's a solid project, solid privacy project. So it's a coin that's based on peer-reviewed and approved technologies. It uses the CryptoNote protocol for transactions and the Kukuru proof-of-work algorithm C29S, both of which have been reviewed extensively by the community over the years. And the thing that I like most about Swap is they are concerned about being an efficient blockchain that's secure against attacks, but remaining flexible enough to adapt to new technology. And one of the things that some people look at right away and they kind of have a problem with is that in their roadmap they actually talk about, like at the end of their roadmap, they actually talk about being an ASIC coin. So not a lot of projects actually talk about, hey, at some point we are going to be ASIC, right? But the thing that you have to really keep in mind with this particular project is that they're not going to do that if the timing is not right, meaning that if it's centralized. So if there are centralized ASIC miners, they're not going to do it. They're going to stay GPU as long as they can. But if there are decentralized ASICs, we all know how that goes. But if there are, and if the products, the hardware is actually available to the consumer, to a lot of consumers, not just businesses, then they would go to an ASIC friendly algorithm if Kukuru 29S isn't, right? So that's just something to keep in mind. Some people are kind of turned off by that initially. Whenever they see that, they're like, oh, this project's going to go to ASICs, but that's not really the case. I mean, it is the case, but they're not trying to be on ASICs, right? Or have ASICs invade the network. So just keep that in mind. They really are GPU miners at heart, so they really tend to lean towards that capability, and that decentralization is a huge part of their project. So just keep that in mind. Whenever you see it on the roadmap, don't get discouraged about that if you're a GPU miner. So just want to throw that out there. To learn more about Swap, this video is not really like about Swap. I've got quite a few Swap videos on my channel here. I think I've got a playlist in here, as a matter of fact, for Swap. Yep, right here. So I got quite a few videos on different aspects of the project, so check those out if you want. But you can also check out the manifesto, which is a horrible name, but it is what it is. It is what they are planning on doing, right? They want to be, or they are, a fair, open source and community-based project that is also a privacy crypto coin. Yeah, I highly recommend you read this. It's such a good read and kind of an eye-opening read. There's a lot of stuff in here about privacy, which is really cool, and it lets you know where the team is coming from. It's really good stuff if you're concerned about privacy at all. So yeah, I'll try to remember to put this in the description so that you can have a quick link at it. So it is good information. Their manifesto, it's not that long, it's only a few minutes to read, but it is super informative with where they're coming from and what they are planning on doing as a project. And you can see right here they're talking about mining itself. You know, that the project itself, you know, kind of started as kind of a joke, and then it turned into this thing that was pretty revolutionary and solid. You know, it's a solid project. So yeah, just keep that in mind. It is a good solid privacy coin project. All right, so they started back in December 11th of 2018. I think it was a little bit before that the Genesis block was mined. They are considered a hybrid coin. They're focused on stability, privacy, and just no nonsense. They're just over a year old, you know, and no BS is their going motto. You know, that's basically what they like to say is no BS. It's a quad zip coin with no pre-mine, no ICO, no founder fee or founder or dev fee, and just no BS. So that's what their tagline is. Solid project. They don't like scams. They like calling out scams. They're pretty vocal in the community. So that is, you know, kind of a good thing in a lot of ways, keeping people safe and whatnot. Some key features on the mining side of things are, let me start a scroll here. So on the mining side of things, since this is a mining channel, I like to talk about the mining aspect of it. They have 15-second block times, and that's extremely fast share validation. And that fast validation enabled with the Kukuru 29S proof of work algo also allows for small pools to be competitive and hit blocks on the regular. So this is something that I did a while back. I actually set up a micro pool and I have videos on that on my channel, so check those out. But it talks about you know, how to set up a micro pool and how to mine to it. Basically, you take the pool away from you know, large organizations or larger organizations and actually put it on your own PC, and that is the pool that you actually mine to. And I was hitting, I think, 20 to 24 blocks a day, something like that, with a 6 GPU NVIDIA rig, 10 series cards. So it's super efficient, and it kind of levels the playing field whenever it comes to the mining aspect of things, which I really like that. That's a huge plus for the project overall. I think it's super solid that they do that they have that capability. And maybe in the not too distant future, I will do more videos on the micro pool and things like that. So yeah, really cool stuff. The website is really solid. They've done a lot of work to it. They have, you know, basically all the information that you need to mine. You know, probably the most efficient miner is probably still going to be Gminer for this particular project. Here you see the pools, the official pool, micro pool, and that's what I was talking about earlier, the micro pool. Basically, you run it on your own PC, and that's what you mine to. And even with a 6 GPU rig, I was still hitting, like I said, 20 to 24 blocks a day. So it's pretty solid, you know, pretty cool stuff. They go through the milestones and the roadmap. You know, like I was saying, it started out of Haven protocol, and they created a free Haven because I guess that Haven originally had a huge pre-mine or something. There was a lot of you know, drama and conflicts there, and so they created Free Haven, and then from Free Haven became Swap once the community got involved, and they were like, hey, this could actually go somewhere, and that's where they ended up. So they created Swap, and here we are today. And you can see they've been listed on quite a few exchanges. They do have Android wallet support right now, but they are working on the iOS side of things. And this is something that you know, I've talked about in previous streams or premieres, whatever, where, you know, this is a small project. There's a small dev team. There's a small team, and things can happen in their personal lives that can affect the actual product, right? And the production of the actual project. Things can happen that can affect it. And that's kind of there's been some things that have happened to some of the developers that have affected the roadmap of the project. But I think that they're on the right track. I think that they're moving forward. So it's something to definitely keep your eye on. Like I said, they end up at the top of what to mine from time to time. You'll see them up there on the NVIDIA cards. So I just think that's something that we should all probably keep our eyes on as a mining community, given their their background and their goals, related to the project. I think it's a solid project in my opinion. So, and this is definitely not. I hate that I have to keep saying this, but it's not sponsored in any way. I just wanted to do a video on Swap. It's something I've been following for a while, so I figured I would throw something out there, something new, to keep it fresh, I guess. So, not sponsored in any way or anything like that. I just talk about the stuff that I want to talk about. You guys know that. If you've been watching the channel a while, you know that about me. So, some things that they've got going on in the future is atomic swaps to Bitcoin with Lightning Network. I'm a big proponent of atomic swaps. You've heard me talk about it probably on Twitter and on this channel. I think that it's a huge boon to adoption. I think that being able to swap between Bitcoin or Litecoin or any of those other projects that are on the Lightning Network is a huge beneficial factor. I think that that's huge. So yeah, so that's something that they've got on the roadmap. And then also transitioning to ASIC friendly Cuckoo algorithm. Like I was saying earlier, it says right here, this will happen in the distant future when the timing is right. The idea is to wait for ASIC mining technology to be fairly distributed, meaning multiple vendors, right? So they aren't going to do this if it's going to be centralized like it is now with Bitcoin and some other projects. So, they have the right outlook on this. So, just keep that in mind. I know I keep saying keep that in mind, but it's true. So they have a total supply of 18,400,000. The tail emission is going to be about 157,680 coins each year, and that starts at year 8. This particular project has 12 decimal points after the whole numbers, so it's a little bit more. There's a lot more available, I guess you could say, divisible than even Bitcoin. And the block time is 15 seconds, like I was saying earlier, which leads to, even small rigs finding blocks from time to time. So depending on your luck factor and all that. They also have, no pre-mine, no developer fee, no founder reward, like I was saying earlier, no ICO. And we went through the milestone and the roadmap. Let's look at the team real quick. I think I passed over that really quick. Maybe I didn't. No, I didn't get there. Okay, so they've got, they updated their website. Used to be everybody was on one page. Now they've got it broken down into operations, developers, community, and special thanks. So here are your operations folks. If you want to contact the team about, interviews or articles, these are the folks that you would want to contact. The developers, you got Seb Green and Super Circles. I think that Long is doing mobile wallets, I think, is one of his main things. And then you got some other developers here, which I'm not too familiar with. And then you got the community. These folks are active on Twitter and probably Discord, and looks like YouTube over here. So there's some community members as well. And then if you go to special thanks, you got Trump, Chris Coinsey, and Kanka B. All right, and then they've got a frequently asked questions down here, which if you're concerned about, that type of thing, you can look at what's going on with it. Why they, I think that, yeah, they address why the addresses actually start with FH, that's Free Haven. But after they rebranded, they stayed with the FH just to simplify the compatibility with legacy addresses. So That's why you see swap start with FH. All right, so let's take a look at my wallet real quick. Like I said, they do have new wallets available, and I have not uploaded or I've not installed the latest wallets in a while. It's been a minute. They also have the Light Web wallet that I think they just released that fairly recently. So let's actually, before we do that, let's look at what to mine real quick and see if we do a NVIDIA rig here. Let's see where they show up at 11 cents per kilowatt hour. Let's see where swap shows up. Not too bad, a little bit of a profit each day after electric, so that's a good sign. And then if we go to the coins, let's bring this up so that we can use it later in a bit. All right, so let's leave that there. And then I do have the old wallet here. You can see, let me pull this over here and throw in my password real quick because it timed out on me. So I have the old wallet, and you can see that it's kind of stuck on 1773724 on the block, and it says right here wrong version. So this is what we are going to do. We are going to actually update this wallet because they have a new version. I don't even know. Let's see, what version am I on here? Info. So I'm on version 3.0.3, which I think that they are. Let me close this. Stop the daemon. I'm going to see what they are actually up to here. Wallet downloads. Yeah, so they're up to 3.0.6. So I haven't downloaded it. I haven't done any pre-work on this at all. So let's go ahead and download that. Actually, I did download it. Okay, my bad. I did download it earlier. Let's go to downloads and swap 3.0.6 right here. Downloaded today, just a little while ago. I'm going to extract that to my current location for wallets. Can't really see what I'm doing because I'm just navigating to the correct location here. I just navigated to my wallet location for swap, or my swap wallet location, and I'm extracting to that, and then here we go. All right, so we got 3.0.6 right here. We've got the current, looks like these are my current wallet information files here. So mining, that's the name of my wallet. So I'm gonna go into this wallet, or I'm sorry, yeah, this folder here, and we'll start swap wallet GUI. And because I double clicked on it to run it, you know, if it is the updated one, and it is, you can tell by the date, then it's going to ask again to run through the firewall. So we have to choose more info and then run anyway. And then it looks like this. 3.0.5. That's actually, it was 3.0.3. So this must be, that's weird that it says actual newer version. Okay. So go mode selection. This looks new. I do want to do a full node. Okay. I'm going to open a wallet from file, browse. That's my wallet there. It's a .keys file, so totally messed up my password. All right. Okay, So see if this thing will sync now completely. It's been a while since I started this, so it might take a little bit. You have to allow it through the firewall as well. Still says wrong version here. Hopefully that goes away, because it should be the right version if I've just downloaded it and started it. So this might take some time, so I'm not going to really sit here and just wait on it. I'll just leave it running in the background, but I want to grab my wallet address because we are going to try to mine it with Hashr8 OS. Let's let this rock in the background here, and I am going to come back to that in a little bit. So let's try to mine it real quick with Hashr8 OS, and we'll go back to the mobile wallet as well, because I have this emulator here that we can emulate the Android installation process and setup and all that stuff. So we'll do that as well. So right now I'm mining Zel, so temporarily we can't. Oh, let me see my. Okay, that's good. So temporarily we are going to hijack this rig and put it on swap, hopefully, and see what happens. So in Hashr8 OS, I've got a few videos on Hashr8 OS. It's very new, and I would consider it to not be extremely polished, but that is because it's new. So you got to give them a chance. They are going to make the appropriate updates that are, the community is requesting, I'm sure. And yeah, just keep an eye on this OS as well. It's super solid. I like it a lot. So in Hashr8 OS, you go to wallets. So what we need to do is we need to actually set up a new wallet. We need to set up a wallet for swap. And in this case, you can see how they have different, you can have different wallet names. You can add a new wallet. And in this case, I'm going to add it to the desktop because it is a desktop wallet. And I have these kind of unorganized right now. I've got a ZELCORE wallet, and then the original wallet that I started with, because I didn't know how to break it out properly, I just said, savagemine, and then I had a bunch of different coins in here. So I think that the best way to separate this out would be desktop wallets, like QT type wallets, and then maybe the type of wallet. So for example, if you have a ZELCORE wallet and you're mining to that, then that's cool. Create a ZELCORE one. And then also if you have like Coinomi or some other wallet that you can actually download or mine to, then you would set up a Coinomi wallet and then have those addresses in there. And I think that that's a good way of separating it out. I need to get rid of this SavageMine because this is like all-inclusive. It doesn't really specify what the address is for, whether it's a desktop wallet or mobile or whatever. So I'm going to go up here to desktop because that is what type of wallet I have for swap, which is right here. Those are desktop wallet. So I will go to edit, and then I'm going to go to add a coin. I'm going to add, I think I should probably call it swap, I guess. And then we'll add XWP, that's the ticker symbol. All right, so the pool that we will use, we could use our own. I like Hero Miners, it's pretty good. So I will use, let's use Hero Miners just for the heck of it. if you wanted to find out what you should be using, you can go to, or what you can use, go to miningpoolstats.stream and type in, search for XWP or swap. Maybe. There we go. Then we get in the right area here. Eventually. Maybe. Wow, that took forever. Okay, so Hero Miners is up towards the top. They have 44%, looks like, of the total hash rate. Okay, so I'll stick with that just for simplicity here. Since it's already there, I'll go with a mid-range rig. I have a 10 series, so I'll go with that. And non-SSL, so I'm going to go right here. So what you probably should do is go ahead and go over to the actual pool that you're trying to mine to and see if there's any type of settings, or a lot of times they'll have a quick start or a start. You can see right here, they have a start. Got misspelled north right there. Canada, okay. All right. Looking good. Let's see, mid-range 10442. All right. Kind of look down through here, you can kind of get an idea of what you should be setting. This is a good one because we're going to be using Gminer 1.97, I believe. So this is a good starting point for that particular setting on this pool. All right, so I'll leave it right there. And we'll go back to Hashr8 OS. Looks like, let's see, actually, what do we got here? Password is worker name, right? So you can see right here, password is normally your worker name, okay? So that's what we will plug in there. Password is Kessel, that's the worker name. For me anyway, that's just a rig name for my NVIDIA rig here. Looks like that. The top one there. Ow. Just totally just put my finger right in that fan. Always do that. All right, so let's see. So wallet, we need to get the address. I think I already copied that, so I'm going to paste that in there. That looks good. I'm going to use Gminer 1.92. If we go back to the pool, we can see if there's anything weird that we need to put in here. It's probably going to take care of the algo setting here, so we probably don't have to worry about that. Let's see here. Yeah, nothing too crazy. I mean, this is normal configuration type stuff here, so I am thinking that Hashr8 OS is going to take care of that. So we're going to go save here. So now you see that we've got it added here as a cryptocurrency in the desktop wallet. So then we're going to go to dashboard. We're going to choose the rig. Action, mining. Are you sure? Yep. We're going to change the wallet to desktop. Swap 192 Gminer. Apply to all. It's going to reboot the rig, or at least stop the miner and restart the miner. In this case, it's kind of cool because we were already using Gminer. It's just going to change the actual project. and it already has. You can see that right there. If you want to find out what's going on the rig, just click on console here. Default info here is root and admin. Then you can go miner-show. You can see that it's already up and running, and it is actually mining, and it is on, or it's got share accepted here. Then if you wanted to modify the, looks like it's getting 32 graphs per second. I think that's pretty good actually. So you can come in here and click on the rig and then go to tuning if you want to modify the overclock settings, right? So I think I did this earlier. I want to say that I did this earlier. But if you go to Overcooked Panda, if you want to get like a good starting point, then go to coin2mine.today and then click on, I think it's overclock settings on the left hand side, and then you'll end up with something that looks like this. Yeah, overclocks. And if you go to, in my case, I'm using 10 series NVIDIA GPUs. So let's go to a 1070, and then we'll choose Kukuru 29S, and then search. You should get some results here. So it looks like the most people, 128 people in the, I believe this is comes from the XWP OS database. So 128 people are using 100 core and 500 memory on 1070s. Let's go back over to our, these are 600. Oh, that's weird. I wonder if I just mistyped that, because I think I did this before the show and before this recording. I think that I meant to put in 500. So we'll change them all to 100, 500. I think it said 120, but I like to, my GPUs tend to do pretty well with a lower power. So I'm going to choose 115 and then 60 for the target temp. Apply, update rig. So because right now it was 100, 600, which is kind of weird. I think I just probably typoed that. Should have been 5, I believe. We'll just let that rock. We'll come back over here. Alright, so we're getting 32.73. And these blue notifications are pretty good. That usually means a good thing. If it's red, then that's bad. Clear that due to OCD. Alright, so we could play around with this. There are different GPUs here. I've got 1070s, 1070 Ti's, and 1080s. So we could go back to Overcooked Panda's database, overclock database, change it to 1070 Ti, see if it's any different. It's not, it's the same, 100, 500. And that's got to do with the actual algorithm. Kukuru 29S, pretty solid, you know, as far as the core clock and memory clock goes. On NVIDIA GPUs, it's probably going to be pretty much the same on most. So we'll go to 1080s. Yeah, and it's the same. So the setting that I have in there right now, 100, 500, is pretty solid. That is a pretty good choice there. And you can see that everything is getting above 5 graphs per second. So because it's cuckoo algorithm, it's actually measured in graphs per second. It says hash, but it kind of means graphs per second. So just keep that in mind. Also, if you're looking at charts or whatever, and you want to find out what your hash rate actually is. So if we go over here, let's see. We go to dashboard. Let's see the total. 32 point. We'll call it 33. So we'll go to what to mine, and we will say 33, right? Is that right? Is that what we said? I don't remember. Yeah, 33. And then if we look at power, this particular rig right now is pulling. Let's look at Hashr8 OS and see what they say. They say 630. Let me fire up my smart plug app here. And the smart plug app says that it is actually 760. So 764. We'll call it 760. That sounds pretty good. You can see that right here. That's the let's see, what does it say? Current power, yeah. 764. So we'll say 760. Go back to what to mine. 760. My cost is 11 cents per kilowatt hour where I'm at, which sucks, but it is what it is. Calculate. So with this rig, it's actually not that bad. It's fairly profitable. You know, it's got 6 cents per day. Okay, that sucks, but you know, it's better than losing, right? And what I look at is the estimated rewards is 42 per day, which is pretty solid. That is not bad. That means, I mean, I was hitting a few blocks. Let's see, 20. I was hitting 20 something blocks at 2. So I was getting like, yeah, I mean, it all works out. You know, that's one thing that you got to remember with crypto is that whole luck factor and all the stuff that goes into your hash rate versus what you are mining. It all works out in the end. There's not going to be anything for free. And what I mean by that is whenever I was solo mining to the micro pool, and you can see right here that I was getting, or that it determines that you should get about 42 per day. And remember earlier I was saying that I was hitting about 20 to 24 blocks a day on a micro pool and this 6 GPU rig. Well, at 2.47 block reward, which is what it is now, then that works out to about, you know, 42 or 43 or 44, somewhere around in there. So that is pretty accurate. I would imagine that is super close to what you would actually see. So yeah, nothing's really free, right? You know, a lot of people like to solo mine and think that they're going. I mean, obviously, if you get super lucky, then it can be beneficial. But you might only get lucky once, and then it might be quite a while before you're lucky again, right? So, you know, it's just one of those things where could you solo mine and hit a block on some big project and really make out? Sure, you can, and then switch it to pool mining or whatever. But nothing's really free. How much hash rate you put forth to the project is how much rewards you're going to receive, and that's just the way it works. So you can see that right here. Even before I did this calculation, I was talking about how much I was receiving, and that was months ago that I was mining on the micro pool solo and all that stuff. And I basically said I was getting about 42, you know, a day. So take it for what it's worth there. All right, so let's go and look at the pool. Let's see what we are doing on, let's see here. So if we go, let's get our address. I'm getting lost here. I've got too many tabs open. All right, go here. misspelling. I don't know if this is my computer or what's going on here. Let's see. I want to go edit. Alright, I don't know what that was. Edit. It was kind of acting goofy earlier. I don't know if it's my computer or the website here. Alright, so let's get the address here. Go back to the pool. We should be able to throw our address somewhere. Down here. See the stats of our actual mining operation here. So it's saying our average is, current 1 hour average is 25 because we probably started after the hour. So 25, yeah. Doing a lot of valid shares, that's good. Got a little bit of a balance here. So yeah, pretty solid. Current graph rate is 35. If we go to the actual dashboard here, we can see that it is 33. So it's actually higher on the pool, which is kind of a good thing. I like that. So yeah, we've covered a lot. This has been kind of a crazy video actually. We have covered quite a bit. Yeah, I think that swap is something that we should all, as miners, probably keep our eye on. I think they're going to make some moves. You know, I think that they're all back. All the developers are back on top of things. So just keep this in your sights as far as the project as a whole. I think actually, let me go over here. Oh, you know what? I said that I was going to. I know I do this all the time. So I said I was going to show the Android wallet situation. Let's do that. So if we go to Google Play Store and we search for Swap Wallet, you can see right here, and remember one of the developers was long, right? So we're going to choose that. We will always want to make sure that it's the right wallet. We don't want to download some malicious software, right? So we can get there. If we went to their website, we would basically end up to the same place. All right, so it's installed. Open. You have to allow it, or else it won't work. I'm probably not going to go through all of the capabilities or all the features here. This looks like, I don't remember the wallet. This looks kind of like the Loki wallet, so I'm sure that it's like a fork of that. And probably Loki forked it from somewhere else. So let's do a new wallet. We'll do mining. We'll go whatever. Make me a wallet. All right, so obviously, you know, this is going to be a throwaway wallet because I'm displaying this information to you. This is something that, you know, do not ever, ever, ever show your mnemonic seed to anyone unless you want to lose the crypto that's in that wallet, right? So I'm going to say that I have made a note of this, but it might ask me to input it. Let's do a screenshot here. So, okay, so I have I lied and said that I have the mnemonic seed there. So that is it for the wallet. Creation and stuff. Pretty simple. It's gonna sync and all that stuff, of course. So you could mine to this address as well. So pretty cool stuff. Pretty neat little wallet here. Always want to back up your secrets. You know, back up these words. Mnemonic seed, associate it to the public address, you know. And this is pretty handy too. If you're importing a wallet, you can actually use the restore height to cut out a lot of time, right? So you're saying at some point during the restore process, it'll ask for what height you want to, what block height you want to restore to. And you can use this number to actually say, hey, I don't need to restore all the way back to the very beginning. I need to start right here. And that'll save you some time. So. Yep, cool stuff. All right, cool wallet. I like it. Pretty simple. All right, so I've been going for 46 minutes, just over 46 minutes. So that is going to do it for me. This has been like a long, drawn out swap wallet video or swap video. But it's cool, you know, this is the way it works. This is real-time stuff, so you know, it is what it is. I will see you guys next time. I'll probably be live in a few minutes. It's actually 8:50 right now, and I don't think that this video is going to be posted before then. So I'll probably go live. It'll be Crypto Fireball Friday. So I'll see you guys in a few minutes.